You know the drill. We all know it. It's ingrained in us before we can even tie our shoes. Go to school, get good grades,
get the safe degree,
land the job with the dental benefits, save, 10% of your paycheck into a 401k. And then you just wait for 40, maybe 50 years.
It's the slow, silent crawl toward freedom, the deferred life plan.
Exactly. And if you're lucky, statistically exceptionally lucky, you wake up at 65 with a nest egg, a gold watch, and barely enough cartilage left in your knees to enjoy it. But for so many people, there's this gnawing feeling, this dissonance. You did everything right. You ticked every single box the guidance counselor gave you. But the math, it just isn't adding up. You feel stuck.
You feel like you're waiting for a life that hasn't started yet.
Yes.
And, that dissonance is actually a really healthy signal, is your brain waking up to the fact that the safe path might actually be the most dangerous gamble of all.
How so?
Well, you're betting your most vibrant years on a payoff that isn't even guaranteed.
Today, we are tearing that script apart. We're doing a deep dive into Unscripted, Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Entrepreneurship by MJ DeMarco. Now, I've read a lot of business books, and usually they're about strategy.
Marketing funnels, SEO, management styles.
Right, how to hire a VA. This is not that. This book is aggressive, it's blunt, it basically grabs you by the collar and tells you that everything you think you know about success is a lie.
It's a manifesto.
Totally.
DeMarco isn't interested in helping you polish your resume or get a slightly better raise. He's arguing that the standard model of life, what he calls the script, is effectively a form of modern-day indentured servitude.
Wow!
You trade your Monday through Friday for a weekend, and you trade your youth for a retirement that might never come. He calls it a mediocre existence.
That is a heavy accusation, but his solution isn't just go start a business, it's much deeper. He makes this distinction between the macro process,
which is the logistics of business, the entity, the product,
and the micro process, which is what happens inside your head.
And that is the critical distinction we're focusing on today. You can have the best business plan in the world, a great product. But if your micro process, your mental operating system is corrupted, you're going to fail.
So you have to fix the software first?
DeMarco's whole thesis is that you cannot build an unscripted life of autonomy using a scripted brain. You have to, in his very colorful words, unfuck your head first.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We aren't talking about LLCs or tax structures.
No.
We are talking about the prison in your mind that keeps you from ever even filing the paperwork. DeMarco calls these barriers the 3 Bs.
Beliefs, biases, and bullshit.
3 Bs. I feel like we all have a few of these rattling around in our skulls.
We do. And DeMarco argues they function as a self-imposed prison. If you don't address the 3 Bs, no amount of business strategy is going to save you. It's like trying to run high-performance software on a computer that's just full of viruses.
So we need to unpack this prison. Let's start with the hardware itself, the brain. DeMarco makes a pretty bold claim that our brain is often an enemy, not an ally. Why is that? We usually think of our brain as the thing that helps us succeed.
Your brain doesn't care about your success. It cares about your survival. It cares about efficiency, about consistency. So to manage the chaos of the world, we have this biological filter called the reticular activating system, or RAS.
Okay.
Think of it like a bouncer for your consciousness.
A bouncer? Okay, I like that.
The world is bombarding you with millions of bits of data every second. Sights, sounds, opportunities, threats. If you processed all of it, you'd short circuit. So the RAS filters it. But here's the catch. It filters based on what you already believe to be true.
So it's looking for confirmation.
It's actively looking for confirmation of your existing worldview.
So if I believe that, say, making money is impossible in this economy, my RAS is literally going to hide opportunities from me.
It will blind you to them. You could walk past $1 million idea and your brain won't even register it because it doesn't fit the script.
Yeah.
But if you see a news headline about a recession,
oh, it lights right up.
Your RAS lights up. See, I told you it was impossible? It validates your bias just to keep you comfortable.
DeMarco shares a really funny but kind of tragic story from his childhood that illustrates this. The show and tell incident.
Oh, the dune buggy story. It's heartbreaking. So young MJ DeMarco brings in this amazing remote-controlled dune buggy to 3rd grade. He is so proud. And he stands in front of the class and declares, with absolute conviction, that Santa Claus gave it to him.
And I'm guessing 3rd graders can be pretty brutal.
They destroyed him. The whole class just erupted in laughter because he was the only kid left who still believed in Santa.
Ouch.
But the takeaway is profound. He calls it a delusion because he held a false belief that Santa exists. He took a confident action, bragging about it. And that action led to a disastrous result, humiliation.
It's a simple formula then. Belief drives action. Action drives result.
Exactly. If the belief is a delusion, the action will be a mistake. If you suffer from the delusion that entrepreneurship is too risky or rich people are evil, your brain will ensure your actions align with that. You won't just fail, you won't even start.
You'll just stay seated.
You'll stay seated. Action follows belief. If the premise is flawed, the result is flawed.
That brings us to the first B of our trio beliefs. Specifically what DeMarco calls belief scams. These are the lies society has sold us to keep us in the script.
Right.
There are three big ones I want to hit. The first is the shortcut scam.
This is the plague of the modern entrepreneur. We are obsessed with events, not processes. We see the guy selling his company for $50 million, that's the event, and we want that.
We want the lottery win. We want the confetti falling.
Right. But we ignore the process, the 10 years of 80-hour weeks, the missed birthdays, the near bankruptcies. DeMarco uses this analogy of someone standing on a riverbank looking across at a field of beautiful roses. They want the roses, but they don't want to swim the raging river to get to them.
They want the result without the grind.
They're looking for a bridge that doesn't exist. They're buying courses on how to teleport to the roses. But the reality is, you got to swim. DeMarco has this quote, "Ordinary doesn't compel extraordinary."
I like that.
If you do what's easy, you get what everyone else gets. If you want the roses, you have to accept that the process, the swimming, the struggle is the price of admission.
Then there's the second scam, which I think a lot of people use as a defense mechanism, the luck scam.
Oh, absolutely. That guy just got lucky. She was in the right place at the right time. And, you know, we have to be honest, luck exists. DeMarco admits that.
Sure.
Being born in a certain country or bumping into a future investor at a coffee shop, that is luck.
But you can't build a life strategy on hoping you bump into someone.
Precisely. If you're sitting on the couch waiting for $1 million to fall into your lap, you're relying on luck. That's a strategy for what he calls the sidewalk, the path of poverty. Successful people play probability.
Probability versus luck. What does that look like in practice?
It means increasing your at-bats. You can't control if you hit a home run, but you can control how many times you swing. If you launch one product, your odds are low. If you launch 10, listen to feedback, iterate, launch again, you're mathematically forcing luck to show up.
You're creating a statistical inevitability.
That's a great way to put it.
Now, the third belief scam is the one that really ruffles feathers, especially if you listen to standard financial advice, the frugality scam.
This is the darling of the personal finance world, right? Skip the latte, cut your own hair, save $5 a week, and you'll be rich.
I feel attacked. I love my latte.
And you should enjoy it. DeMarco's point is that you cannot win a baseball game by only playing defense. Frugality is defense. It has a mathematical limit.
Right.
You can only cut your spending to zero. You cannot save more than 100% of your income. It is a floor.
But offense?
Offense is unlimited. There's no ceiling on how much value you can create or how much money you can earn. DeMarco argues that obsessing over saving $5 is a distraction from the real work, figuring out how to make $5,000.
So he's saying, stop trying to shrink your life to fit your income and start expanding your income to fit your life.
Exactly. He critiques the compound interest fantasy. Save 10% for 50 years and be rich when you're old and in a wheelchair. The unscripted life requires a fence. It requires entrepreneurship and massive income growth.
All right, so we've got to fix our beliefs about shortcuts, luck, and frugality. Let's move to the second B biases. These are the cognitive distortions keeping us trapped. We already touched on the RAS, but how does confirmation bias specifically hurt us here?
It acts as an ego protection mechanism. Let's say you're struggling financially. It is much more comfortable to believe that the system is rigged or wealthy people are scammers.
Right, it's not my fault.
Exactly. If you believe that, your RAS will scan the news and it will only show you stories of CEOs going to jail for fraud.
And it just ignores the thousands of honest entrepreneurs who are solving problems.
Completely filters them out.
Yeah.
Because if you acknowledge them, if you acknowledge that it is possible to be rich and ethical, then you'd have to ask yourself, well, why aren't I doing that? And that hurts. It's easier to be a victim than to admit you might just be lazy or afraid.
DeMarco also mentions a Chinese proverb that I found fascinating. 3 men make a tiger.
It's a great image for social proof where the consensus fallacy, the proverb goes, if one man tells you there's a tiger in the market, you don't believe him. If a second man tells you, you start to doubt. But if a third man tells you,
you grab a weapon and run. Because if 3 people say it, it must be true.
Exactly. We crowdsource our beliefs. If everyone says, go to college, get a degree, get a job, we assume that's the only safe path because the 3 men, society, parents, teachers, all said so.
But the crowd is usually wrong.
The crowd is usually wrong. The crowd is usually broke.
That leads to this state of mind he calls antithetical apathy. It sounds complicated, but I think we've all felt it.
It's mental friction. It's when you have 2 conflicting beliefs battling it out in your head. For example, I want to be wealthy and free versus rich people are greedy and evil.
You're pressing the gas and the brake at the same time?
Precisely. You can't move forward. You sabotage yourself because deep down, you don't want to become the thing that you hate. DeMarco points out that most people would rather be right about their biases than actually be successful.
That is a tough pill to swallow. Okay, beliefs and biases. Now we get to the third B, bullshit.
The lies we tell ourselves, the narrative layer.
He breaks this down into versions. BS 1.0 is crutches, and he uses the skip leg day guy at the gym as the analogy.
We all know this guy. Huge upper body, chest puffed out, but legs like toothpicks. And if you ask him why he doesn't squat, what does he say?
Oh, I've got bad knees.
Right, bad knees. It's a crutch. It sounds medical. It sounds legitimate. It shuts down the conversation. In business, the crutches are, I don't have the time, I don't have the capital, or I'm not good with technology.
But those feel like real problems. I mean, not having money is a significant barrier.
They are obstacles, sure. But a crutch is when you use the obstacle as a permanent excuse to never start. I don't have time is usually a lie. How much Netflix did you watch last week?
Ouch.
How much time did you spend scrolling TikTok? You're using no time to mask the fear of doing the real work.
Okay, fair point. Let's move on before I feel too guilty about my screen time. BS 2.0 is cliches, or what he calls script speak. My favorite one to hate is do what you love.
He calls these Franken phrases. They sound like wisdom, but they're so dangerous. Do what you love is terrible advice if the market doesn't care about what you love.
Right. If I love knitting underwater baskets, that doesn't mean anyone will pay me for it.
Exactly. Passion is for you. Business is for them, the customers. DeMarco is very firm on this. Passion doesn't pay the bills. Solving problems pays the bills.
Then we have BS 3.0, cults and gurus. He uses a term here that cracked me up. Vero marketing.
It's a perfect term. It describes that whole corner of the internet filled with guys standing in front of rented Lamborghinis, selling you a $2,000 course on how to get rich quick.
I made $1 million in my sleep and you can too. Just buy my PDF.
That's the one. DeMarco warns against push entrepreneurs versus pull entrepreneurs. The Vero marketers they're trying to force a low-value product onto people with slick psychological tricks. Pull is when you create something so valuable that the market demands it from you.
And he warns about easification here too.
Yes, this is crucial. If a business is easy to start, like filling out a form to join an MLM or starting a generic blog, the opportunity is likely weak. If everyone can do it, there's no value in it. The difficulty is the opportunity.
The barrier to entry protects you.
It protects you.
So we've got these 3 Bs blocking us, beliefs, biases, and bullshit. It feels like a massive wall. How do we break through? How do we actually escape?
DeMarco says it usually starts with a moment of trauma or intense realization. He calls it the "fuck this event," the FTE.
The FTE.
It's that moment, the pain of staying the same, finally outweighs the pain of change. He tells a story about a dog sitting on a nail. The dog is whimpering and moaning. A stranger asks the owner, "Why doesn't the dog move?" And the owner says, "Because it doesn't hurt bad enough yet."
Wow. So we stay in our mediocre jobs and our unfulfilled lives because it's just comfortable enough.
Exactly. We are comfortable in our misery. A real transformation usually requires that "fuck this" moment where you just snap. You look at your alarm clock or your boss or your bank account and you say, "I am never living another day like this."
So once you have that moment, what's the tool? How do we fight the 3 Bs?
Socratic questioning. You have to become the prosecutor of your own thoughts. When your brain says, "I can't do this, I'm not smart enough," you have to stop and ask, is that actually true? Or is that a script? Who told me that? You have to interrogate your beliefs until they confess their lies.
And then finally, we have to move. Kinetic execution.
This is where the rubber meets the road. DeMarco distinguishes between action faking and executing.
Oh, I am so guilty of action faking. That's spending 3 weeks designing a logo and printing business cards before you even have a product.
It feels like work, but it's procrastination. It's safe. You can't fail at making business cards. Execution is getting a customer. It's putting something into the world that might fail. He uses the piñata analogy again here.
The market is a piñata.
Right. You want the candy inside. Action faking is standing there, measuring the distance to the piñata, researching the history of piñatas, picking out the perfect bat. Execution is swinging the bat.
And sometimes you swing and miss.
Most of the time you miss. You look stupid, you hit the air. But that's the feedback loop. The echo of the bat missing tells you how to adjust your swing. You don't sit around planning the perfect swing. You can only perfect it by swinging.
The thing that stood out to me most in this section was his rejection of the list. I think we all secretly want a checklist. Step 1, do this. Step 2, buy this. Step 3, get rich.
And DeMarco says, there is no fucking list. If there were a step-by-step list that guaranteed success, everyone would have done it, and the opportunity would be gone. The fact that there is no map is the reason the destination is so valuable.
You have to figure it out.
You have to figure it out.
That is simultaneously terrifying and liberating.
It is. It means you stop looking for the guru to save you. You stop looking for the easy button. You realize that the barriers, the confusion, the difficulty, the risk, those are the things keeping the competition out. They are your assets, not your liabilities.
So let's bring this all together. We are walking around with a scripted operating system, a 9-to-5 mindset filled with limiting beliefs, confirmation biases, and a whole lot of excuses.
And the goal is to overwrite that with an unscripted system. To move from a life of forced labor and limited weekends to a life of autonomy. DeMarco calls it the fuck you position.
Which, despite the language, isn't about being mean to people.
No, not at all. It's about defense. It's about having the freedom to say no. No to a boss you hate. No to an alarm clock. No to missing your kid's baseball game because of some pointless meeting. It's the ultimate liberty.
It's owning your time.
It's owning your time. But you can't get there if you're still carrying around the 3 Bs. You have to drop the crutches.
You do.
And here's a challenge for everyone listening right now. What is your Frankenphrase or your crutch? What is that one sentence you keep repeating to yourself to justify why you haven't started yet? I'm too old. I don't have the connections. I'll start when the economy's better.
Identify that sentence, write it down, stare at it.
And ask yourself, is it true? Or is it just a wall your brain built to keep you comfortable? Because as DeMarco says, unscripted is not something you try. You don't take a stab at freedom. It's something you live. It requires a total commitment to rewriting the code in your head.
A huge thank you to the insights from MJ DeMarco's Unscripted for fueling this deep dive. It's a heavy lift, but man, is it necessary.
It's the most important work you'll ever do.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Stop taking a stab at life, stop action faking, and start actually swinging at the piñata. We'll see you in the next deep dive.